I did not hand over a collapsed nation to Buhari, Goodluck Jonathan told Nigerians. Since he left power in the year 2015, Dr. Goodluck Jonathan have enjoyed the goodwill of lovers of democracy both in Nigeria and elsewhere. This is because of his unquestionable love for peace, which led to his acceptance of defeat as an incumbent president, even though the election showed clearly that there was massive rigging by the opposition. After his accession from power, Goodluck Jonathan have been celebrated all over the world by everyone but the supporters of his successor, Muhammadu Buhari. Their criticism of Goodluck Jonathan's regime is almost in a bid to justify the failure of the current administration, which has a reputation for blame games. It is alarming that the President Muhammadu Buhari administration has spent 6 years in power, but in all 6 years, they have kept making excuses for their inability to steer the ship of the nation, to reminding Nigerians of the failure of the previous government. Goodluck Jonathan, being the true gentleman, has continued to ignore such baseless claims by Muhammadu Buhari and his cronies. However, recent events in the country have forced Dr. Jonathan to clear the air on some very critical issues. Goodluck Jonathan replies his critics who accuse him of handing over a nation at the verge of collapse to his successor, President Muhammadu Buhari. Jonathan recounted the achievement of his government to include handing of a country that produced the richest man in Africa. Jonathan said, "I took over a Nigeria that was the second largest economy in Africa with a GDP of $270.5 billion in 2009. I handed over a Nigeria that had grown to become the largest economy in Africa and the 24th largest economy in the world with a GDP of $574 billion. I handed over dollar exchange rate of 187 per dollar. Official rates in our banks compared to their 360 now official rates for a dollar. I irritated a Nigerians in which the trains were not working, and handed over a Nigeria in which citizens can safely travel by trains again. I also inherited a country where illiteracy rates, particularly in the north part, was alarming. I handed over a country where every state in the north, and indeed all the states, had a federal university. I inherited a country that there was total infrastructural decay in all the unity schools and college of educations. But I handed over a country with massive infrastructural improvements in almost higher institutions. I inherited a country where agricultural inputs and production were almost zero. But I handed over a country where a bag of rice was sold for 6,500 naira to 7,000. Goodluck Jonathan also mentioned his achievements in ecological funds, fuel supply and fuel price, human capacity development, as well as fairness in leadership. Recalling the events that led to his conceit of defeat to Muhammadu Buhari, the former president Goodluck Jonathan said that his conceit of defeat was born out of his love for the nation, as his refusal to deceit and defeat would have spelled doom to the nation because of the seemingly preparedness of the opposition to resort to violence in the face of defeat. Thank you, viewers, for listening to this news. This is good. All this that Goodluck Jonathan has stated, they are all true. Jonathan left all this for Buhari. Look at what Buhari did to everything. And Buhari says that he hates corruption. He hates corruption. Look at what he's now doing. That means Buhari is a corruption. Imagine that. Goodluck Jonathan, you are not to be blamed. When a woman marries husband, she will choose between the two. Imagine that. It's either a person, you will choose between the two. It's either she or her husband. Imagine that. Even Goodluck Jonathan does not need to stress himself, because we already know all this. We already know all of this and what he left in this country. Look at what Reno Omokri said about Buhari. Imagine that. Even you did not say anything, Nigeria knows where they are. Goodluck Jonathan, good quality is known from your regime. Even the dog on the street knows that Nigeria was better than the way it is now. Imagine that. Some credit to the evil Abacha regime, as this present APC government is now the worst so far in the history of this country. Though PDP was corrupt, Goodluck Jonathan, the man that wished Nigerian good luck, should have continued instead of this present bad luck that wish Nigerians bad luck. That is President Muhammadu Buhari. Jonathan is obviously right with everything he said. You don't handle over an empty nation to President Muhammadu Buhari. Whoever is not happy with your statement should go and hang himself. That is it. Should go and hang himself. Nigerians are suffering now. Look at what they brought upon us. Imagine that.